2024 sees the 15th edition of this now long-established regatta in the Caribbean circuit. We've got an amazing array of international boats and sailors taking part in this race. Awesome conditions for sailing. As always, a very warm welcome from the people in Antigua. We wish everyone a great race.
It's without doubt a fantastic race. It's rapidly becoming one of the classic 600 milers. So it's lovely to come here as Commodore to meet everyone and to enjoy the sunshine and the fantastic sailing. What's not to like?
The IRC Super Zero class, an amazing entry, 3 boats over 100 feet, leopard, edgy wave and owners. So fantastic for the race to have 3 boats of that size competing in that class.
We're looking forward to it. The forecast is good for us, but in certain conditions, you know, the other guys will beat us on the water. You know, lighter upwind conditions, for example, where if it's reaching or harder conditions, then that might suit us because we're a canting keel. So it's going to be a real good battle between the 3 of us to see who can take the line on us.
RC Zero, undoubtedly going to be the most competitive fleet of the race. You've got a handful of boats. Your Dagways just won the Nelson's Cup. Eno Noir, Wizard and Rana, both previous winners of this race. They know how to win this race.
What it takes to win a race like this, a series like this, really is, you know, number one, it's the crew. The chemistry really is important. It really matters. It's the boat. The boat's got to be fast. It's got to be the right boat. 3, it's the preparation of everything. You can't take anything for granted. You've got to make the fewest mistakes, you know, and there's a little bit of luck,
Yeah.
but only a little bit.
The oldest boat in the fleet this year is Huey 2, built in 1967. On that boat is also a young man called Carrick Jones, who was only 14. So if you think about that, he wasn't even born when we first did this race. So you know, it's quite an achievement.
Racing with Bernie, I've known Bernie since, well, he's known me since I was a baby. And he's just really experienced with that offshore racing and stuff like that. I think it's just a daily sail for him, really. But since he's done it so many times, but it's probably going to be a challenge for me.
Carrick's been amazing. I mean, it's always been my thing in life to bring more young people into the sport and encourage them, and it will help to grow the sport. And he's a very good little sailor. He was a little bit disorientated the first day, but by the second day he was fine. And I'm having him do tactics, and I think he's going to come back an experienced sailor when he's finished.
So the smallest boat in the race this year is Enverley, which is a Figaro 2, and they're also sailing double-handed. So not only are they dealing with being in the smallest boat, there's only 2 of them. So a double challenge for those guys.
The key thing, particularly when you're double-handed, is the team dynamics and how you gel and trust each other. I've known Berenice for quite a few years already. So first of all, she's essentially a pro sailor. She will say no, but that's basically her level of racing. I think both Berenice and I like to sail like performance, like competition, but we don't do this at the expense of fun on the boat and team harmony and all of this. So there is no question that she can do the race and she will excel at doing the race. And she's also just a lot of fun.
Yeah, so our goal for this race, number 1, is to have fun, because without fun you can't perform. That's just a rule in life. And so yeah, we're gonna give it all we can, enjoy this incredible opportunity to be out there. Although we're on the smallest boat for this race, handicaps are there to give us a chance to do really well, so we'll give it all we have.
Lots of entries in the Class 40 class. The newer boats have obviously the scow bows, and so it would be quite interesting to see if any of the older versions can compete with them. Our own RORC Commodore Deb Fish is sailing this year on Richard Palmer's Jangarder 40. Unfortunately, Richard can't make it. She's got Pip Hare sailing with her, so a pretty, Deb has done a lot of sailing. Pip has done a reasonable amount, so it's, they should be up there at least.
It's a really high energy race for a Class 40. We know there's a lot of changes, there's a lot of shifts, loads of manoeuvres. I think it's a race where you don't really ever set into a rhythm or a routine. You need to be thinking on your feet. And actually, the Class 40 fleet is really competitive. You miss a shift, you make the wrong call, you're going to lose places automatically. It's going to be intense, busy, really energetic, lots for the mind and for the body.
Multi-class gave us one of the most memorable finishes of all, I think, last year. The multis include the Mod 70s. There are a couple of established Mod 70s. We have Limosa, which is co-skippered by Dee Kafari and Alexi Barrier. They're getting more and more competitive. They were getting quicker and quicker as they did the end of the transatlantic race. So we look forward to them giving the two newer Mod 70s a good run for their money this time.
We are so lucky to race with this guy of Argo and Zulu. Yeah, it's really pushed us to the best we can do, and it's super cool.
We're super competitive people, and we're here to race against the best sailors. So we want to line up with Argo and Zulu, but we have to remember that they're innovative and technology forwards on us, and they've been sailing the boats a long time. So we're definitely playing catch up, but we're not going to let that defeat us. And the great thing with the Caribbean 600 is there's so many transitions and different modes to sail in, there's always an opportunity to catch up.
So we're looking forward to another great race for the 15th edition of the Caribbean 600. The weather conditions at the start are going to be awesome. 18 to 20 knots, nice warm weather, dropping off a bit towards the end of the race, and we hope that everyone has a safe and enjoyable race.
The other thing I want to do is just thank the people who've made this such a fantastic race. We've got all our sponsors, particularly the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism, who've all helped us, our fantastic volunteers, and of course the local people of Antigua. I've not met one who hasn't been smiling and friendly and welcoming. It's a really friendly island.
Well, it's a big welcome to the start of the 15th edition of the RORC Caribbean 600, organised by the Royal Ocean Racing Club in association with the Antigua Yacht Club. I've got sitting with me again this year, I'm delighted to say, Lucy Jackson. Lucy, you've been having a little look at the weather.
I have, yes. So the forecast at the moment is kind of 15 knots from just south of east, and that's kind of going to be a good start to the race. Then the second half of the race, there's kind of a low pressure system forming off northern Florida, which could create some instability and suck a lot of the breeze out the Caribbean. So that could change, but that's looking like an interesting feature of this year's edition.
But we've got what looks like a sparkling start. What conditions we've got at the moment, Lucy?
Oh, absolutely perfect for the start. 15 knots just south of east, like I just said, and that means that they're probably going to be able to do an early tack up towards Green Island before then bearing off for the fetch, very fast fetch up to towards Barbuda, not Bermuda.
No change to the course yet?
No, not yet. That'd be a bit further. I'm not sure they've got enough food for that.
Yeah, so a little bit of background. This year's RORC Caribbean 600 has got close competition right through the fleet. 64 boats, 26 countries, and over 500 sailors from around the world. The first start is at 11 o'clock, and that will be for IRC 2 and IRC 1 combined. And you can probably just see us in vision here. And we've got the RORC race team behind us, and they're focused very heavily now on getting these fleets away. And just give us a little make-up of the course, Lucy. Where does the Caribbean 600 go?
Well, the fleet races as far north as the Anguilla Channel and as far south as Les Saintes off Guadeloupe. It's a 600-mile race course that takes in Barbuda, Nevis, St Kitts, Saba, St Bart's, Montserrat, some absolutely stunning islands.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And it's not just a beautiful course, it's a bit of a beast as well. It's a hard race, isn't it?
Well, it's an inshore race, or an offshore race disguised as an inshore race, whichever way you want to put that, because there's a constant manoeuvres. Every time you just think you're settled, there's another corner, a bend, and you've got the different aspects. You've got the shifty stuff around the islands, and then you've got the legs kind of cutting across the Leeward Islands.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, I think we're about to get a gun. Put your fingers in your ears. That's Papa has just gone up, so they're into sequence. The preparation's up. And we're 4 minutes to the start of IRC1 and IRC2. And I've got to mention 3 boats in a JPK 1180 showdown in this. Cocody, Richard Fromentin from Lorient, Dawn Tredder, Ed Bell from Lymington. And Sunrise 3, powered by Zen, which is actually a team from Sydney. Tom Neen has let his boat to go to who?
To Gordon. So he normally races the TP52 in Sydney.
Gordon Kettleby, is it?
Yes, sorry,
yes.
And this will be his first RORC Caribbean 600, but he's also got some Brits on board. Rob Bottomley's sons are on board.
Okay.
And
Ellie Driver.
Ellie Driver, yeah.
Flown in for the race. So anyway, we're in the sequence here. George is getting a really nice close-up view there. As you can see, we've got a lot of boats milling around at the pin end. Why would you go up the pin end at the moment, Lucy?
Well, at the moment, I think I'm expecting them to sail along the line in the next couple of minutes to end up at the inshore end. But at the moment, they are all definitely far, far away, testing the strength of my binoculars.
Yeah, and the gains are to be had lifting pressure off the shore, is that right?
Oh, completely. With this wind slightly further around in the east, they're going to be able to do this in fewer tacks than normal. So I'm expecting some of them to come right in here, kind of head out, and then tack off. But yes, as you're getting closer to the shore, the wind bends and can bring in some nice lifts. So I am expecting them to come closer, but at the moment they're all way out there.
Yeah, and wherever you're watching this from, please let us know. You can in the comments, tell us where you're watching from, and also which teams you're supporting. It's a stunning day here in Antigua. We've got probably about 15 knots of breeze, flat water, air temperatures high 20s. This really is a glittering start to the RORC Caribbean 600. And we're just a couple of minutes away from that first start. And the pin looks very busy, Lucy.
It does indeed. So maybe they're actually going to be lining up and going off in one go. Maybe they aren't going to be coming into the shore at all.
Okay.
Because they all look like they're lining up there to kind of end up at the pin. So.
Okay. Well, let's see how it pans out.
Indeed.
Start of IRC2 and IRC1 RORC Caribbean 600, 1100 local time, and that's in under 2 minutes. Just see the chopper coming into view.
They're all getting quite close together there at the moment. You've kind of
got
Sal George and Panacea all quite close to the line, and Emily of Cowes all right at that pin.
Okay.
All fighting for that first spot.
3 charter boats there. This is a real adventure for people.
They are. They're all magnetised to each other. So they're great. Papa
moved. That's 1 minute, just under 1 minute to the start for IRC2 and IRC1. In the RORC Caribbean 600. Who's that closest to the line, Lucy?
Well, that is still Escapado, but they look like they're about to go over the line. But just behind them, you've got Pata Negra, and behind that, you've got the XP50 DNR with Nikki Henderson on board. And then coming back, so that's kind of your first group on the line. Actually, to be fair, they're already starting to come back. You can see Panacea's pointing down. Yeah,
big bear away there. If you are OCS here, you do have the ability to return. It's not like the Fastnet start or the Rolex Middle Sea Race start. You do have the ability to return, but they won't call you until a minute after your start. So if you think you're over, you best go back. But there's a lineup. Look at that, beautiful coming back.
Beautiful, but you can also see they're starting to spread this way.
Yeah. Just a slight pan out, George. Wonderful, George.
GBR 914R is the closest boat to that us. That's
Okay.
Tigress. They're the most inshore at the moment.
Looks like we have an X-ray going up.
So, second boat over the line was Pata Negra up at the far end. Tigress was in this end. Then you've got NED 8335. And behind them FRA 53221. That was a good start with lots of boats on the line.
Okay, yeah,
and
very competitive.
Right in the middle of that, you've got Hound, one of the prettiest boats in this race.
Yeah, beautiful boat, Hound. One of the oldest boats in the race. 51 years old, Dan Litchfield's Hound. And that was a very competitive start. And as we see, they look pretty hard on the wind there, but they are going for that lift on the shore, aren't they? They're heading inshore. Lucy.
Yes, they've started off at the pin, I think, to have a nice long leg into the shore. But yeah, they've in some years.
There's a pack, as you said, there's a pack that look like they're going to try and, well, certainly have a longer ley line there, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. And Tigress has done really well. Look at them just right here, right in on the shore. They've got nice, clean pressure, not got any hassles from the other boats. They're currently racing 4 up, aren't they?
Yeah, 4 up. Sam Cooper on board from Hamble, along with Gavin Howe, obviously, Maggie Adamson.
Yeah, first boat's put a tack in, FRA 53081. I think they're tacking out to get some clear air. They didn't look like they stuck behind a couple of bigger boats.
Okay.
Now, where's Huey 2, our
smallest
sure that's
boat actually
in the
Cocoddy.
Cocoddy, is it?
Yeah, Richard Fromentin.
Oh, so they won't be particularly happy if they didn't have a great start. But
yeah.
What's K139?
I think that's probably Huey 2. I'll double check.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Bernie Evan1's Huey 2.
And they're the smallest boat in the fleet, or not the smallest boat, the slowest boat in the fleet, as well as the oldest boat from 1967. But Bernie Evan Wong, he's done this race every single edition, hasn't he?
He has, every single one, yeah. And great, he's got a 14-year-old on board.
That breeze has just piped up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, it's very puffy, isn't it? We're feeling those gusts come in.
First few boats are just coming into the shore now.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got
Who's that?
an idea of what's
FRA 53221. They're leading the pack in towards the cliffs.
You like the look of them? That is Team 42, Bernard Giroux's Solaris 55. Also did the RORC Transatlantic race. And the skipper from that knows the Caribbean very well, Dan Sagalowicz.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, I think, from Guadeloupe, but he certainly knows the Caribbean extremely well. But it's first time for the boat.
DNR have also tacked offshore. That's the XP50.
Yeah, XP50. That's Nikki Henderson skippering that, isn't she?
Yeah, and I think Cody's also just tacked back in. So they found themselves in clean lane of air and come in. And there's the Martin 49 52006.
That will be Hanazim's Moana.
Yeah. And they've got one reef in, so they're expecting a bit more breeze than us.
Okay. Well, I definitely heard a hoot from the committee for an X-ray. We'll leave that there. I'm sure we'll get some news on that later on.
So, how many minutes have we got till the next start?
We've still got 7 minutes, Lucy. So we'll stick with this for now. But as you say, quite interestingly, we've only got a small pack of boats that are trying to get that lifting pressure on the shore, and we've got a lot more boats that are staying off. Another pack moving in there now, actually, to be fair.
Just looks like beautiful conditions, no
Stunning.
shouting at each other.
So who else have we got in this start that we haven't mentioned? We have got the smallest boat in this start, Lucy, and that's the Figaro 2 Envolée with Nathalie Couilleux, who's from Normandy in France. And she's sailing with co-skipper Berenice Charez. And they are doing a physiological study as they go round. They're wearing, I think, glucose measurers, and I think about 4 or 5 of the crew are. So it'll be quite interesting to see what they come back with. 4 or 5 of the crew on other boats, that is. There's only 2 of them on Envolée. Very small boat. Who else was in that start? We had, we mentioned quite a few of them, Lucy. You did a good job there. We've also got shout out to Ella Carso, which for this race is skippered by Simon Knowles from the Hoth Yacht Club. I can always hear the glasses chinking at the Hoth Yacht Club. And that's a multinational crew.
They're all from Ireland, but they have a very multinational crew from Lithuania, all over the place.
Yeah, Poland, Welsh, English.
But they race the J-boat
and Irish, obviously.
They race the J-boat back at home. So,
okay. What do they race? J109, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also I'm going to give a shout out to Chris Wood's Assuage, the Swan 48, which I raced on for many years.
Have you now?
With Terry and Sue Robinson.
Oh, I'm not sure if anyone can hear us over the...
Ronnie's doing the flyby.
There we go. Shall I go onto the camera?
So we'll get some fantastic images from the helicopter later on. Ronnie Grimes-Graham and at the moment Tim Wright in the chopper, and Arthur Daniel's going to join them later.
So
that was the, I think that was the Papa removed for the next start, Lucy.
Yeah. So the first start's just disappearing around the headland, and now if I pan back round to the start line.
Yeah. So the starts are going to get progressively faster in terms of the boats. So this start is the mouth-watering combination of IRC Zero and Class 40. And some would say probably for the overall under IRC, we've got some of the favourites for the race in this start. And I've got to mention Frederick Pouzan's Curve 46 Daguette. I've also got to mention Peter and David Askew's Wizard, the boat in 52, and Nicholas Enstrom's Carkeek 52 Ran, all in this start.
I think
we've also got 11
on
Class 40s in the IRC Zero start. Some of the latest Class 40s to be built. The latest one being the Verdier 2023, Stefan Bodin's Wasabi will be in this start, along with Laurent, which is a 2023 Manoir, and it's owned by Cedric Chateau, and that's got the Rolex Fastnet winner Alexis Loison on board, and the protégé and upcoming French sailor Guillaume Pirouel. So we're getting progressively faster in these starts. And also a shout out to James Neville's Carkeek 45 Eno Noir. And this is the first race for Eno Noir, but the past Commodore James absolutely loves this race. He's done it many, many times. 1 minute to Papa removed, so 2 minutes to start. And George has gone to fly the drone. So this is Lucy's skills on the camera. She's doing a magnificent job. Now what could be quite interesting here, because we've got some very fast upwind boats in IRC Zero that can point very high. And then we've got some scow bow Class 40s, which are rapid, but not so good at pointing upwind. So prepare to see some different angles on this.
So at the moment in the centre of the camera, you've got the red boat USA 8008.
Yeah, that is the Reichel Pew 42 Ricky from Rhode Island, Bruce Chaffee, American team, and they're from the Saconet Yacht Club in Rhode Island. And I'd agree with you, look like closest to right. So that's 1 minute to the start for IRC Zero and Class 40.
And we've got Daguette coming in. They look a bit difficult there because Daguette is coming in high at the moment.
Yeah, and they're coming into leeward as well, aren't they?
No, to windward.
Oh, to windward. Okay, I've got you now.
They're going to get cut out, I think, or have to duck behind everybody.
Yeah. Looks like Ricky has put the brakes on a bit. They think they might be a bit too early.
Yeah, they've definitely slowed down.
This is going to be another very competitive start.
Yep. So Daguette has somehow managed to squeeze into the middle and is just above the red boat. They've just stuck below the red boat.
Yeah. Just camera just slightly down a bit, Lucy.
Oh,
just slightly. That's it. Lovely. I know you want to get the helicopter in shot.
Oh no, the slightly moving up if I don't hold on to it.
And that little class 40 on the right of screen,
Yep.
that is Jangada. And there we go, they're away.
So X-ray, there was one boat over the line there as well.
Okay, so we have an X-ray flag flying. One boat is over. It's up to them to decide who it is.
Yeah, so RAN had a good start there, so they've got good pressure there. SWE 520.
RAN,
right to the front of the screen.
There, got a great start. Again, one of the favourites for this race, and Team RAN have won this race before in a Maxi 72, but they're back here with the Carkeek 52 this year. Very competitive start, Lucy.
Very
I'm sure
competitive.
George's drone footage and the chopper footage is going to be awesome. That'll all be put into a video for you to watch, a start video for you to watch later on. And I can see a kiteboarder coming out. He's not quite in shot yet, but I'm wondering if that's Tiger Tyson, who went round Antigua in just over 2 hours in the Antigua 360. I hope he's not going to try and do the 600.
I think that might be pushing him. I heard during the 360, his muscles were burning when he was locked in as he was going up towards Green Island.
I bet, yeah. But if that is Tiger, I know he'll behave himself.
So yeah,
going to represent Antigua Barbuda in the Olympics.
So USA 5002 is just hot on the tail of RAN.
Okay, that's Wizard. That's the Askew Brothers Wizard.
And USA 2388 is just behind them to leeward.
Okay, let me get that one, Lucy.
Class 40 FRA 152 is also heading in towards the cliffs here.
Yeah, that is Richard Palmer's Jangada. That's skippered by Rupert Holmes for this race. And they've got Vendée Globe Pit Pair on board, also Paul Brandell.
So I think Daggett's the green one. They've just tacked off a little bit early, so they haven't gone all the way into the cliffs as the lead 4 boats have.
Yeah.
And then
they've got a nice clear air in front of them, haven't they?
Yes. So who have we got behind them? So JER.
I'm pretty sure that's Moana from the Hull Colour. Yeah, yes. So that's the Martin 49 Moana. And they look like they're going to head all the way in. But as you say, Daggett has basically not gone all the way inshore. Maybe not being too greedy there. They seem they've got a nice lane and they're not going to get stuck inshore.
So
because obviously as they come out, they're going to be having to give way to the boats coming in on starboard.
We've got some Class 40s in frame at the moment. Tequila.
Yeah, Tequila. That's James McHugh's boat with Alistair Richardson as navigator.
And then hot on their heels, FRA 196, which is one of the latest Galbaos, is it not?
Yeah, that is indeed. That's Alternative Sailing Construction. That's a Manoir Mac 5. It's an English skipper, Mathieu Jones, who just completed the TJV last year. And he's racing with Julian Texier and a mini sailor, Antoine Lemanchek.
And centre of zoom now is the Uxorious.
Uxorious, Swan 62, Colin Buffin. And he lasted the race in 2012. He was second in class by 21 seconds. So I think a bit of unfinished business there for Colin and the team. They're all from the south coast of England and the Isle of Wight, or just about all of them.
So some of these Class 40s are taking an easier option and are tacking off early. So we've got 3 Class 40s that have also followed suit and tacked out early.
Okay.
FRA 115 is one of them.
Copy again, that's?
115.
That is Trim Control, Alexandre Le Gallet. It's skippered by Carl Overoon, son of the legendary Tonnerre de Breskin's Pete Roux. And they've been a very popular sight in the Antigua Yacht Club over the last few days. One of the oldest Class 40s in the race, but not the oldest.
And they're just cross-tacking now with one Class 40 189.
And that is Sign for Com. That's Verdier Leonard Burke from Germany. One of the youngest skippers in the Class 40 division.
Okay, I'm going to zoom back out again. Most of the fleet have now disappeared into the cliffs, so disappearing off up towards Green Island.
Yeah, we've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes till the next start, Lucy.
Cool, I'm going to come back down and chat to you then, Louis.
Well, I tell you what, let's just give you at home a taste of what it's like to be on board Wizard, which just started the race. The boat in 52, and this was shot on board in practice. Just a little edit, but definitely turn the volume up for this because there's no music.
Outside work. What's the rim load? Just have a little sheet on here. 3, 2, 1. Need hikers.
Yeah, just a little taste of what it's like to be on board the mighty Wizard. And as I said, next start is going to be the start 3 at 11:20 local time, 4 minutes time, 3 minutes time, and that's IRC Super Zero. And in this start, we're definitely going to be looking at boats that are going to be competing for monohull line honours, and we've got 3 of them. What do you know about our good friends on Leopard 3, Lucy?
Well, Chris Sherlock's been on that boat for as long as I've known.
Since it was built, yeah.
Yeah, but the skipper is Jost Schuffer. I'm not quite sure if I'm saying that correctly.
It's Jost Schoof.
Schoof, there we go. Apologies to everyone out there. It had a major rebuild. They've shed a load of weight from the boat. So they hold the original monohull record from 2009.
Correct.
So can they
what a
beat
history with this race.
Indeed, yeah.
They've got a brand new rig as well. I mean, the boat is so much faster. Recently, they took line honours the relics from the Sea Race and the RORC Transatlantic race. So this is all in good form.
Definitely.
Yeah,
but they also have an identical rating, 1.771, of Spirit of Maloon, the Wally 107.
And I don't think we've ever had that before in this race, where the 2 scratch boats have identical rating. Prove me wrong at home.
Yeah.
Try and find out when
out.
that's happened before, in any race, put it that way. But I reckon you've got to go a long way back, maybe IOR Maxis, since you've had that. And then the third boat is the 102-foot Southern Wind Edgy Wave. Where are they from, Lucy?
They're Italian, so they're from the beautiful yacht club in Porticievo, Sardinia.
Yep.
That's co-skippered by Mauro Montefuso and, this is testing my phonetics, Pier Paolo Mori.
I think you got away with that, yeah. And Mauro has been Pier Paolo's sailing master for 25 years, so it's a real tight team on that boat. Those 3 are looking like line honours. We've also got in this start Ocean Breeze, the Far 70, Aragon, the Martin 72, Il Mostro, the 1K70, and CC, the Volvo 65, Gerwin Jansen and Oliver Cabale. So this is the big boat start.
So these guys are all
we've got
hoping...
2 minutes to go, under 2 minutes to go, Lucy. What's going on?
Well, these guys are all hoping to finish before the light breeze comes in, and they should all be able to do that. So
yeah, like we're looking at Wednesday, it looks like the breeze is going to go a lot lighter.
Well, Leopard's typically done this in 1 day, 18 hours, so that's kind of finishing. That's kind of finishing early hours of Wednesday morning, if my maths is correct.
Yeah. Which will be just as the breeze shuts down.
Well, they should finish in breeze before it all kicks down, but they're all starting to muscle together. There you go, and look at that massive mast of the 100. That's Leopard, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got
Huge
Dennis
rig
here from Axxess Marine. He's getting a bit of intel here.
Ooh.
Leopard 41 hours is what he's heard.
41 hours.
I'm not sure if that was in the bar or in the skipper's briefing, Dennis.
Well, that's still under 2 days.
During the barbecue, okay, all right. It's probably good intel then. Yeah,
Oh, this
fantastic.
is interesting. So we've got
Right.
one boat trying to squeeze in there, but I can't take
less
their
than a
sail
minute.
number.
Who have you got, Lucy?
So we've got Ocean Breeze close to the shore, then followed by Il Mostro, and then another Volvo 65, which I can't see the sail number of, but I'm guessing CC. Then you've got the big boys. You've got Leopard, and just above her, another one of the big boats, but I cannot see them.
So,
But right
probably
on
Spirit
pin.
Malawan or
Nobody on course
Okay.
side for that start, so you can
Okay.
tell the
so
professionalism on
lines
some of
clear.
those boats.
Lines clear, but another really competitive start,
Yeah, so MLT 19610 is kind of having a second row start
which
there.
is Spirit of Malawan.
Yeah, so they've gone off on port in clear to have clear air and not have any hassle.
Yeah.
But currently leading the way is Leopard, just slightly bows ahead of the others.
Yeah, just making trees on that Volvo 70 or the two Volvo 70s below them.
Yeah, yes, but they've got the Maltese.
Spirit of Malawan is the Maltese number.
Oh, they're not two Maltese numbers.
Oh, okay, another one.
The Southern Wind.
You are correct. Edgy Wave.
Edgy Wave, yeah, they're right
Yeah.
on the hip. So Leopard can't tack, but they are
okay.
leading the way. But they've got Edgy Wave right on their
Yeah.
hip.
I tell you what, that's a good position for the chopper. I know we've got a close shot here. Keep the close shot. It's brilliant, George, but that's going to be some footage coming from that chopper. He's below the rigs on him at the moment.
As and when he zooms out, we've actually got Aragon here on the inshore, most inward boat. Nice
yeah, go
clear
for
air.
it, George. Yeah. Right.
There you go,
Look
just
at
coming
that.
into
How
focus.
low is that chopper? And Aragon, as you say, bottom right of the picture. That's the smallest boat in Super Zero.
Nice
And-
Dutch team, really lovely crew from.
Yeah, and you say going on some adventure, hey?
Yeah, so they're going from here up to do the Newport Bermuda, and then from what I've heard, they're then going through to the Pacific to do the Transbac and on to do the Sydney Hobart in 2025. So a big
Incredible.
programme planned for the next couple of years.
Incredible, yeah.
So they're heading in towards the cliffs. They've all spread out a little bit, all got their own clear air now.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do. Oh, and look, there's the kite surfer just inside of Aragon.
Yeah, he's behaving himself. That's fine.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. He should actually not be there, but he is behaving himself.
This is definitely a comfortable class. Like, I wouldn't mind
Yes.
being on one of the Southern Wind 102 or the Wally 107.
Oh, right, okay.
If they ever need any
yeah.
extra crew, just let me know. But we have also had a couple tack out now. So, what are the two that are offshore there? Is that...
You got some cell numbers?
Oh, I'm just trying to get you some sail numbers.
George is going to take us in there.
It's red, so I'm thinking, is that Il Mostro? I can't, what's the... Let me
Can't
read.
quite make the cell number out, so I'm not going to guess, but
No.
they both look like the MLT, so
There might be Edgy Wave then.
I think you're right. That is Il Mostro. I think they are red shirts.
Okay.
So that's the Il Mostro team, and that's the Atlas Ocean Racing team from Montreal, Canada, led by Gilles Barbeau, and it's a Pro-Am team that's been around for about 10 years, and this is their latest boat, Il Mostro.
So Aragon has tacked, and so is one of the Volvo.
All the way inshore, yeah.
Yeah. Heading right into
Well,
the
we like to
cliffs.
give you a little bit of a flavour, so we'll just play you a little bit of Drone of Leopard
Nice.
while we're waiting for the next start. Here you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of interlude. The RORC media team's been busy over the last few days, and we've got one more start left, Lucy, and that is the fastest of all. Start for 11:30. That's in about under 6 minutes, and that will be the multi-hull start. What do you know?
Well, we've got 3 Mod 70s, and they always have a great battle against each other. So you've got Argo, Jason Carroll's Argo, Limosa, which is being sailed by the famous project.
Yeah.
And that's a kind of a training boat, isn't it? Because they're hoping to go and do the Jules Verne world record on their old Team 100, aren't they?
That's right, yeah. So at the moment, it's a majority women crew with some real, I think Dee put it beautifully. She said, peppered with talent. So, and they have experienced Mod 70s on board, which are men, and they are learning the ropes, and they're getting faster.
They are indeed. So they're going to go from here, and then they're going straight back on the transatlantic, and then they get to practice on their new boat as well.
Yeah.
But really exciting project.
Yeah, and I must point out, these are university graduates. We're not talking about people who don't know Mod 70s or don't know sailing. You know, they have a fantastic CV. You know, Palmares, you know, Vendée Globes, round the world races, winners of Volvo Ocean Race on board. Jack Boutel's joined them for this race. And Jack was one of the winners on Dongfeng.
There you go.
With Mary Rue, who she's also on board.
But then they've got Miles Seddon as their navigator.
Miles Seddon, who's done a hell of a lot of Mod 70.
He has,
including
yes.
Fado.
Yeah, Fado with Brian Thompson. So they're rivals against each other now, racing against each other. And Brian's on Argo with some other big names.
Yeah, but the Mod 70 Limosa doesn't have the full development that Argo and Zulu have, does it?
No, it hasn't got the same foils.
Yeah, who we got in shot now? We got a Mod 70 coming at us, I think. I think that's a Mod 70.
I think that's the 50. FRA 22.
Oh, you're right, Lucy. How do I know? Okay, so we're just hearing Papa displayed, I think.
So that's Planet R Fabrice. I can't even attempt to say that.
It's Kayak. Asked him. Kayak. It's Fabrice Kayak, and it's the Planet Realities, and they're very much from Brittany, this team. The co-skipper's Emeric Chapelier, very good Class 40 sailor. Also raced with Teasing Machine in this race. And yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about this Ocean 50, it's a new class for the Route du Rhum and the TJV, but it only weighs 3 tons.
3 tons.
Yeah,
it's
so
nothing,
it's
is it?
very, very quick. Be very quick in the light.
Yeah.
Not, I think they're going to get in before it goes light, but really quick boat. The Ocean 50.
We've got another one coming down the line now. Let's see which one is this. So FRA 007. That is
George
Zulu.
is getting there. Zulu. And I've got to give a shout out to Ned Collier Wakefield, who's not on board for the first time, I don't know how long, because he's about to become a dad for the second time.
Exciting, congratulations.
So I don't know whether he's in the delivery room or whether the baby's been born, but greetings from Antigua, Ned Collier Wakefield. But who have we got on board Zulu for this race? Well, Loic Perron, do I need to say any more?
I'm not sure if he's got enough experience.
And they are currently the Multihull, beg your pardon, record. They won the Multihull last year by
11 seconds.
11 seconds.
It was
on Maserati.
such a phenomenal finish, seeing them kind of cross-tacking, and it was
so they'll be defending this year, and they'll be keen to hang on to that. They've got similar C4s and T-rudders to Argo. With Ned not on the boat, it's an all-French crew as well, which is first for a while. And there you can see the foils, Lucy.
You can, yeah.
Particularly the T-foil on the rudder, it's just jumped in the water when I said it.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah.
But they're quite new to this. They're not as established with Argo. Argo have had these foils for a bit longer and a bit more kind of...
Yes, correct. So they only got the foils just before the RORC Transatlantic race. So they've done 3,000 miles on them, but as you rightly say, Argo have had the foils much longer. And they were saying how the motion of the boat is different because they're now fully foiling. You know, the whole of the boat is coming out of the water on the 4 foils. And it's a very different way to drive the boat.
Interesting, they're the first boat that's actually come in this close to shore. They've all been off.
Very good point.
I suppose they've still probably got enough time to get back out to the other end of the line.
And Eric Maris there will be driving. Okay, that's Papa removed. We're inside 1 minute to the last start of the RORC Caribbean 600.
So out of the pin, we've got some catamarans all lining up nicely. 4 catamarans, all one next to each other. So the big one there, SUI, that is Allegra, is it not?
That most certainly is Allegra, and they are the Mokra title holders from last year. And they've also won the Mokra for the last 2 Fastnets. So on corrected time, They're definitely one of the favourites. But they do weigh 30 tonnes as opposed to a Mod 70 which weighs about 6. So they won't like it if it goes light.
Is that they weigh the same as about 4 or 5 of these other boats
Correct.
combined.
All the Mod 70s together, they weigh more than that.
And
But,
just behind them, I think we've got the BVI boat.
Okay, that would be a triple jack. But at the moment, as you say, Allegra closest to the
Oh wow,
line.
look at this. So Zulu, let's zoom out a little bit, and we've got Zulu flying 2 hulls on port going out across the rest of the fleet.
Okay,
We'll get you that
interesting.
in focus. There you go.
Yeah, thank you, George.
And then also doing really well, he's got the famous project coming across as well.
Yeah. But
Flying.
Zulu look like they are definitely master beam there, but we'll see.
Oh, just looking up.
As you say, we've got
And
Zulu on port. That's
And-
the famous project.
Argo still haven't crossed the line.
Okay. Now, they were practicing their starts beforehand, but that is not the best start for Argo.
No, indeed not. So we might see them tack out to get some clear air, but we shall see.
Okay.
They're a little bit surrounded by some much smaller boats there. The BVI boat that I just mentioned. And
Triple Jack,
Triple
yes.
Jack. And also, what's the Australian one?
Well,
Guy
these are the
Chester.
two fascinating boats in this. You've got Guy Chester's Ocean's Tribune, and he sailed that boat all the way up from New Zealand, virtually single-handed, a couple of years ago. Guy's got a cracking team on board. And then, as you mentioned as well, we've got Triple Jack, and that is from the BVI.
It's quite hard to keep these all in focus because we've got the famous project about to hit the cliffs over here.
Yeah, they're going all the way in, aren't they?
They are. You've got Zulu
Fenders
flying out to sea.
Yeah.
Allegra in the middle. So no,
Yeah.
they spread out quite quickly. They're all going very,
but look
very
at Zulu.
fast.
Zulu is doing a horizon job here.
Yeah, they are.
And
And
that's Allegra. They look pretty focused on getting inshore. Argo is underneath them at the moment.
But I don't think Argo are going to let anything slow them down. They seem to be catching back up relatively quickly, don't they? They're about
Yeah.
to sail underneath Allegra.
Yes, yeah, but Zulu will be stroking the cat on that start. They've got a much better start
Yeah.
than Argo.
No wheelies this year, though.
No, gosh, you remember that? That was really impressive. Yeah, and you mentioned Triple Jack a couple of times there. What a boat that is! Richard Waldridge, Steve Davis on board, 47-foot trimaran, built by Derek Kelsall in '79, or designed, I should say, by Derek Kelsall.
But also fantastic. They've rebuilt the boat, so it got destroyed during Irma, and
It
they have
got
rebuilt
absolutely,
it.
It got thrown around. It was in a terrible state, and they rebuilt the boat.
But that's a 1979 trimaran that's been rebuilt. I don't think it has the most favourable rating under MOCRA. So I think
No.
they've actually got to beat quite a few boats that
Yeah,
are much
but
more
they're
modern
here.
than them.
That's the main
So
thing.
Okay, if I just pan round, we've got another one just coming in close to shore here. So we have number 7. That's the MG5, I think.
The MG5. Now you're testing me, Lucy.
Windrift. Let me find them for you.
No, we have to work on that one.
Mark Gillimond, FRA 752.
Oh, you got me.
Wellness.
You finally got me. Wellness training. Yeah, Mark Guillemot, 2-time TJV winner.
He very kindly let my children go on board his boat yesterday.
Did he now?
He did.
Did he now? Yeah, Lucy's been here with her lovely kids, Isabel and Edward.
And there we go. They're disappearing round the headlands on us.
Yeah.
But they're
Got
in
one
the
of our local
distance.
photographer friends there.
Oh, I've got an error. Someone more technical, come please. Oh, there we go. It's disappeared again.
Oh, you look fine. You look fine, Lucy.
There's Zulu in the distance. They've just tacked by the looks of it, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, the viewers at home are loving Lucy's camera work. We've still got over 600 people watching right now. But we are about to shortly stop this live feed. I'll just do a quick check with Steve Cole, the race director. Steve, all happy? Is the line now clear?
The line is clear and underway, yes,
Thank you. So if there were any x-rays,
So there were 2 X-rays for the first 2 starts.
but they all returned. So thank you. So there you go. There were 2 X-rays, but the line is clear. They've all returned. So that's the start of the Caribbean 600. Everybody's away, no incidents. And we're going to play you out with a bit of a tune, but I just have to say a big thank you to Lucy Jackson for joining me, and also for Axxess Marine for the connectivity. And you can follow the race at the RORC website, and you'll see that flash up at the end of this movie. But thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned to the RORC Caribbean 600.